everyone, welcome back to Sommer.naturales. It's your host, Dr. Kim Sommerville here. And as you can see, I'm in a different location today and I'm with Natalie Murray.
Hello!
So she is the owner and, operator of Life Store Wellness Boutique. So thank you so much for having me today.
And thanks for being here. I'm so impressed with your dedication to your audience. I mean, baby in tow and everything. So that's awesome.
Great. So essentially what we're going to be doing today is talking about the inception of her store, talking about the products that she has and why it may be beneficial to you if you're continuing or starting your health journey. All right? So, yes, Natalie. So we were talking a little bit earlier and you told me that, you had a background in banking and finance.
Yep.
So, inquiring minds want to know why a health food store?
Wow. All right. So I've always, from a little child, I've always had nutrition and supplementation and herbs kind of in my space. My dad was really keen on ensuring that we knew what to use when, and so I have an appreciation from a long time. And I was in banking, lovely organization, loved the people I worked with. My foundation is solid, but it wasn't the thing that was making my heart sing, So I transitioned to becoming a health coach. So I got my training in 2013 and I left the bank on a massive leap of faith in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's been amazing. But what I found was I kept sending people to the health food store. I was like, oh, you need probiotics. So go here and get this. And make sure it have this, and this in there. Or I'd say, you need more magnesium. So here's what you need to eat. And you might need a little supplement. Get this brand. You can get it at this store. Yeah. And I was like, I keep sending people elsewhere, so how about a little vertical integration?
Okay, makes sense.
And when this space became available on Constance Spring Road, which if you live in Kingston and you drive Constance Spring Road, it's been building for like decades. So this space was available and I just said, well, leap of faith,
I mean, that's great because essentially you saw the need and you opened your business in order to just fill that need.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because personally, I found your store through Instagram.
Awesome.
So with me now, I send my clients generally to find certain supplements that I may recommend. And I wanted to find, good quality things at affordable costs. And I decided that, hey, every time I asked on Instagram, do you have this? What's the cost? I realized it was really good.
Awesome.
So I decided to, check you. So other than having supplements here, what other type of products could someone get here?
So we've actually got everything. Our tagline is your place for holistic living. And in creating the space, I wanted to make it warm and inviting, not cluttered, smell nice,
yes.
and have it approachable. Because I found that some people are intimidated in stepping into a space of wellness when they feel that they don't live a healthy, good life. So I've actually had people say that they've walked to the door many times and turned back.
Oh, really?
And once they've come in, they felt really welcome and they weren't intimidated. So that's one thing that I wanted to create in this space. We have pantry items. We have products if you're following a keto lifestyle. We have healthy cleaning products because what goes on your floors gets absorbed by your feet.
That's true.
We have skincare products because what goes on your skin gets absorbed.
Yeah.
We have cold pressed juices that are naturally made. We have locally made kefir, which is loaded with good probiotics for your gut. We have protein bars, chocolate bars, herbs, vitamins, protein powders, supplements, salt lamps, diffusers, essential oils. I mean, we have a ton of stuff.
Because as I said, as I came in, it was very inviting. And it was just relaxing. I could get everything that I needed. It was great. So I saw that when I looked actually at the supplements, I realized that I saw a lot of products or brands that I don't usually see in other health food stores or pharmacies.
Right.
And I found that, these are actually high quality items. So what made you actually want to have these high quality items in our Jamaican market here?
Awesome. I love that question because we're used to certain brands and we're used to certain brands because they are what's there, If you are taking a supplement, you should be taking the best form in the most bioavailable way. It doesn't make sense taking something and you're not absorbing it, or it's not accessible to your body. So, for example, if we're talking about, people say, oh, take turmeric. But the body doesn't readily absorb turmeric. Yeah. It absorbs curcumin. Yeah. And curcumin absorbs when it's bound to a fat, like a phospholipid. Yeah. So I through my journey, because I've been into I love the body and the health and wellness and how it works, the doctors who I follow, because yes, I'm that kind of geek. People follow movie stars, I follow doctors. And one of the brands that most of them, the functional practitioners, would recommend is Thorn. Yeah. So I did my research into them, and I was like, and because I'm a health coach, I was able to create a relationship with them. So not any person can have the kind of wholesale relationship that I have with Thorn. Okay. But I'm really proud to carry them because it's therapeutic levels of stuff. So
yeah. So as you're talking about it, we have some of the supplements lined up here. And the reason why I chose some of these is because I generally recommend them to some of my clients. Not everyone can take particular supplements. Always speak to your healthcare provider first, but these are the general ones, right? So as you were talking about first Thorn, this is magnesium. And particularly it's magnesium bisglycinate. Now, generally, we find magnesium, say, oxide in most of the stores. And that's not bad because it's, of course, good for constipation, but it may not be good for all other deficiencies if you have a magnesium deficiency. So why magnesium bisglycinate, and what are some of the benefits that we could get from magnesium?
So it's a form that's readily absorbable. It's sort of like the form that could fill the most broad category of, like, if you've got migraines, if you've got sleeplessness issues, if you've got constipation issues, energy issues. It's good for your heart, this particular one. So it works with the smooth muscles. So it's good for, it's really a foundational nutrition. And so many people are deficient in magnesium and don't know it. So it's good for, this one in particular is good for bones, heart, muscles, tendons, and it's, as I said, a real good foundation. Okay. Stress management too.
Oh, yes. Oh, great. So the second one we have here is vitamin D3, right? We live in Jamaica. We have sunlight all year round. So we want to know, why would we need to supplement with vitamin D if we're getting sunlight all the time?
Great question. So the first thing is, most of our population are of the darker skin, right? So the way that the body works is it takes in the sunlight, and then in the organs in the body converts and makes your vitamin D. But if your skin is darker and you're not able to absorb the sunlight that's needed, like a certain rays, not to get too sciencey, but it's you still can be just as deficient as a fair-skinned person living in a country with no sun, right? Also, sometimes that conversion process, that synthesis process, is hampered by something else that's going on in the body. And then now, especially with the virus that's going around, what we've seen is that people have less respiratory issues the higher the levels of vitamin D in the body. So all around, this is a great supplement.
Okay, great. All right, so the third one, I'm actually skipping over this because I want to keep it last. But the third one is probiotics. We talked about that. You mentioned it when you're talking about the kefir. So probiotics, some persons may not know what they are. So just let us know what are they and what can they help in our body.
Sure. So this is kind of funny because you think that we're humans, but we're mostly bacteria.
I've seen that.
If you count off the number of cells in a human, most of the cells in our body are bacterial cells. So we've got these critters living inside of us, and they perform very important functions. Now, so we think of bacteria, we think of sick. So you're probably wondering, what are you talking about, right? So there's good bacteria that live predominantly in the gut, and they help digest food, they help synthesize certain things, they help to make some of the neurotransmitters. So your happy neurotransmitter, the one that makes you get up and go and not want to stay in bed all day. All of those things are made in the gut by the bacteria that lives in your gut. But we don't eat the foods that we should eat, we're stressed out, and although I respect the medical profession immensely, sometimes we take too much antibiotics.
It's possible, yeah. Especially because most of the time with antibiotics, you really should be putting back the good bacteria, because antibiotics wipe out all bacteria.
Everything.
Good, bad, everything in between. So putting in good bacteria, of course.
Absolutely. So that's what a probiotic is. It's good bacteria. And what's important to know is that it's not just one. Like how you have vitamin D3, that's just a vitamin D3. There's different types of probiotics. So you have different genus, there's different strains. So you want to make sure that you're getting a broad spectrum. And if you're always going to be taking a probiotic for whatever reason, you kind of want to rotate through the different strains to ensure that you're populating your gut with a variety of bacteria.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right. So as we spoke about the different ones, generally if somebody's taking a supplement, the first thing they're going to tell you is that they're taking a multivitamin.
Right.
So multivitamins, all in different pharmacies, health food stores. But why is it important that we get a good quality one? And you can talk to us about why that really matters.
So back to the fact that we don't eat as well as we should. So that's the first thing. We don't eat as well as we should, so we're not getting that variety of nutrition. Secondly, farming practices, as they have evolved, have eroded the soil of nutrients, so food is actually less nutritious. Then our lifestyle has become increasingly stressful. Now, in a stressful situation where we're experiencing chronic stress, the body shuts down a lot of those digestive and absorptive processes. Because if you think about it, if you're running away from danger, you don't want to be digesting your meal, right? So the body says, stop digesting, stop absorbing while I fuel the stress. But we're in chronic stress, so we're not digesting as well as we should, we're not absorbing as well as we should. So that's stress. And then age. The processes they start to slow down the older we get. So it's important to have a good foundational multivitamin just to make sure that you've got all bases covered.
Okay, great. So these are the 4 that we were talking about today, and I'm happy with it, Though it is that, all of these are not specific just to one person. Again, talk to your doctor. But of course, a multivitamin can be something that you start, right? So Natalie, thank you again.
You're welcome.
It was a short and sweet conversation, but let us know exactly where we can find the Life Store.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thanks again for coming. I really appreciate this. And the Life Store is on Constance Spring Road, directly across from the Forestry Department. It's near Immaculate, near the tax office, and we are on the ground floor, interestingly positioned beside the ice cream shop.
There has to be a balance, right? Right. All right. So thanks again. This is a Simple Summer Naturals and Life Store collaboration. So we may be able to give you a discount for any future clients. So just speak to me and you can get a discount if you want to come to the Life Store to purchase any of their wonderful items. All right? So this is Simple Summer Naturals giving you simple nutritional advice to improve your daily life. All right? Take care.